Great drag race, side by side. Oh, man. Woo-hoo. And he's going to win it right there. Man, oh, man, what a great drag race. Welcome, everyone, to the EMAX Nitro Jam Racing Series. We're going to travel as far west as we'll go all season long up here to Edmonton, Alberta. Ken Stroud with you, Brian Olsen alongside, and we have a packed house here, Brian.
I'll tell you what, Ken, that's got to be a very gross understatement. They have come to watch the drags here at Edmonton, man.
Record-setting crowds here at Castro Raceway, and you're looking at the family and friends of the volunteered crew that got Bobby Lagana and the Twilight Zone car to their first career win in 40 years. We had a chance to talk to him.
It's been a crazy 2 weeks. All these emotions for my dad's 40-something years and all my years of racing and injuries and stuff all blew up like a volcano in Grand Bend. So it's been it's kind of a weird feeling because you almost don't want to be too like, oh, we won the last race, so we should definitely win this round or the next round because the competition here is unbelievable. Bruce Lydon was our first round opponent, and he's number 5 in points. We're number 4, and obviously we want to win to distance ourselves from him, but you still gotta, you gotta keep yourself grounded because this drag race and stuff could bite you anytime.
Well, the third member of our broadcast team is Julie Atchison, and she's standing with Mitch King. The man is going to be pulling double duty here this weekend. Julie?
Top Fuel driver Mitch King is in the candy and ice cream business. This, saltwater taffy, and it's homemade. Now, not only does Mitch race a Top Fuel dragster, but he races a Nitro funny car. He has one team servicing both of these cars. Can you imagine how much work that is? Logistically, there's so many things that go into this. Mitch, what has possessed you to run in 2 classes?
Well, I guess possessed is the word. I mean, I do have a really good team here. Hopefully I'll have them when the day's over.
Don't worry. How do you get from one end of the racetrack? Both of these classes run back-to-back. How do you get from one to the other?
Well, we've been trying to figure all that out this weekend, and it's been, I'd like to say controlled chaos, but it's more like uncontrolled chaos over here. And, well, we get one of the crew guys come down on the scooter, pick me up as soon as I get out of one car, drive back to the starting line with my fire suit still on, get in the other car and strap me in, and we're ready to go.
Well, you and your team must be extremely excited this weekend. Both of these cars are qualified. We'll see if your team can make these cars run.
Well, hopefully we'll get past the first round in one of these cars. This Nitro racing's a big addiction. Betty Ford cannot help you.
Now it's time for our performance pick from the pits, and I'm going to go with Bruce Lydon. Bruce Lydon, who qualified second here, has not been to the winner's circle in a long time. I think he's due.
I'm going to go with Bobby Lagana. I mean, I can't call Bobby a long shot anymore. We just heard what he said in the pits a few moments ago, and I'm going with Bobby all the way. Meanwhile, let's check with Julie Atchison with her pick for the pits.
Hey guys, my pick for Top Fuel is going to have to be Clay Milliken. My reasoning for that is he hasn't won a race yet. This team is solid. They can really put down the numbers, and they've ran well during qualify. So my pick for Top Fuel, Clay Milliken.
I think she took the ringer, dude. What's up with that? No Gas, Torco Race Fuels, Pro Nitro Top Fuel Round 1 coming at you. The burnouts begin. You're looking at the side of Rick Cooper's car.
And that is the Mach Series accelerator machine out of Torco Race Fuels and No Gas Motorsports. Supercharged nitro burning car. You'll take on Ed Varenka, the number 8 qualified car. And Ken, this car burns nitro, but has only got injection on top, no supercharger.
They call him an A-fuel car, no superchargers you mentioned, and definitely down on horsepower in comparison to the other cars in his class, but he did qualify for the field. But how about Rick Cooper? He's got something new going on in his pits.
Well, I don't think they're going to let me drive in this thing. I think that's probably not against the IHRA deal. What this is a new promotion for us, and we got a new Dish Network sponsorship deal, and it's a great deal. We're actually giving these away, and the first 500 people that go on to Ditch24by7.com, that's Ditch24by7.com, get a commemorative Rick Cooper logoed racing leather motorcycle vest. It's a great deal for us. And it's a neat product, but it's the first product we've ever done, so I'm really excited. I'm hoping we'll get some people out there that would like to share in that experience with us.
Ed Varenka with a respectable A-fuel car pass in qualifying. We'll see how he does here. Looks like he barely left the starting line, if he left at all. Cooper drops a couple cylinders, but a 486 is good enough to get him to round number 2.
Rick Cooper dropped a couple cylinders, but Ed Varenka's cars, we watched it in replay, looks like it drops all 8. that baby is not fired ignition-wise. These babies are very inconsistent, the A-Fuel cars. Watch the header pipes. Raw fuel everywhere, and that car goes nowhere. And the crew, well, they're justifiably disappointed right there. Now from the in-car camera, you look at the shot, the head of Rick Cooper making a 304-mile-per-hour run. There's the parachute, now the handbrake, and the wind light.
Great to get your first round win. Varenka went up in smoke. You went a 486.304. Great pass for you.
That was good for us. You know, this weekend it's been a little tricky. This track's been kind of tough. It's good for us to get down. That was our quickest pass of the weekend. I can never take anyone lightly. Ed's a great guy. They did a great job. You know, it's just one of those deals. You got to be on your game plan and just do your own thing, and that's what I did. I got to thank Dish 24x7 right here. Sign up now and get a commemorative Rick Cooper Racing motorcycle leather vest. It's a hell of a deal. I'm just excited as heck. Torco, thank you everyone, thank my crew. I just can't say enough. We're gonna keep going, I hope, today.
As you take a look at Mitch King's car there, flying the Canadian flag as he does the burnout. He'll line up alongside Doug Foley, who's been up and down this year. He's earned a win. He's also not qualified. Who knows what he's going to bring to the table here as he has a new car. They've been struggling, been making some changes, but kind of new car bugs, if you will, as we take a look here at Mitch King. We'll find out how he does line up alongside of him. Mitch King qualifying in the number 7 hole. We had a chance to talk to Doug Foley to find out how he feels about his performance this year.
Still not where we want to be. This car should be in the number 1 spot. That car should be in the number 2 spot. We let Clay go around us, and it's really inexcusable. We have to run better than we are. We're running through some difficulties with the new clutch discs. We put the new front half on the car and a one-piece body, and we tested pretty well. We're having a little issues with the track and trying to figure that out, but we're definitely in a lot better shape this Sunday than we were last time. So.
They got the car qualified. They are going to get a single right here, Ken Stout, as the machine of Mitch King has broke.
Good-looking pass as well. Second quickest pass of the weekend in the class. 475, 314 miles an hour. And a little break for the crew for Mitch King. They'll only be working on one car this weekend.
They talked about it earlier. As we watch this baby in replay, this is a good, clean run for the Mach Series accelerator car of Doug Foley. You heard him say earlier that this car was struggling just a little bit. He makes a picture-perfect run and picks up the win right here.
King broke at the line. You took the win. You went a 475.314.
Yeah. It's just good to get to the finish line. You know, we've been struggling, you know, breaking belts, doing some silly things. But like I said to you earlier, we needed a win light to come on to get this momentum going back. Cooper going out and winning first round right in front of us. I mean, it's just a good deal.
The other half of the Pro Nitro Top Fuel category when we return. This telecast is being brought to you by Cars, RV, and Marine, your one-stop shop. And by Torco Racing Fuels. Fuels with an attitude. Welcome back to the Rocky Mountain Nationals here with Emax Nitro Jam Racing Series. Ken Stout, William Brian Olson, Julie Atchison covering all the action down on the grounds. We are right in the middle of round 1 of the Pro Nitro Top Fuel category, and that is Bobby Lagana, our winner at our last event, and that is your pick, buddy, from the pits. And we got a little side action going right here,
My
man.
performance pick from the pits against yours, my friend.
That's right. Bruce Litton also lining up there with the Lucas Oil back machine. But hats off to Bobby Lagana Jr. from our last event.
I got to tell you, he's carried that trophy everywhere he goes, and this guy, truly from the heart, what he said earlier today was meaningful. I mean, this guy is totally inspired by this sport. Take a look at the tachometer. That baby's about 2,300, 2,400. That's at idle speed on the injectors. They'll actually tune it up just a little bit. They'll bring the R's up a little. Because after they pre-stage these race cars, Ken, they'll put the second fuel pump on, and you can hear them richen up right about now, just before they stage the cars. They'll fatten right up, be ready to go.
Great-looking drag race, but about 3/4 of the way down, Bobby Lagana has catastrophic engine damage. The win will go to the other side with a Lucas Oil back machine and Bruce Litton.
Bruce makes a great run nearest the camera, but watch the front end, the left front wheel of this race car near the camera. Right there. Picks the front end up at 300 feet. It's a good drag race. Bobby's car starts smoking some pistons. Ultimately, then it blows the rods right out of the block. Watch it right here from the top end of the racetrack car, left of your screen. Starts burning pistons right here. Now you'll see the burst of flames. That's when the rods hang out of the block, and it's all over with. Litton pulls the chutes, picks up the win. Now we'll watch this baby one more time. Watch attack. clear up to 7,600 RPM. Watch your RPM drop right about now. It's a goner. Win, Bruce Lynn.
Lagana was up in smoke. You took it. A great pass for you. You laid down a great number, 477.
Well, you know, you don't know what you're going to expect first round, but you don't know what the track's going to give you. But I'm thankful for Evan Torco and Forrest Lucas and Lucas Oil, because without them I wouldn't be here. And we'll just go out and look and see what we've done, and then try to step it up from here. Thank you.
One pair left to go. It will feature that man, the oldest active Top Fuel racer in the country at 70-plus years of age. Talk about another guy that everybody would love to win, if for no other reason, just for sentimental value, to see him get back in that winner's circle. He'll line up against, of course, the champ and the winningest driver in the category, Clay Millican. The
Golden Greek is deep in his 70s, but he don't look a day over 60. And his heart is in this sport, and it's been that way since the 1950s. He's made the trip all the way out here to race Clay Millican here in round number 1. This will be good, Ken.
The Greek qualified number 5. Clay Millican has qualified in the number 1 spot for the first time in the 2006 season. What does he do to prepare for round 1? We asked him.
Oh, I mean, I tell you what, the butterflies are starting to land right now. This is right before first round. I was up there hiding in the lounge, curled up in the fetal position, just waiting on first round. I tell you what, that's what makes me get up in the morning, though. I love that feeling of what's going to happen, what's going to go on, but I love it.
Well, we'll find out if the Greek can get past a very tough Werner Enterprises back machine. Looks like this one is over, and Clay Millican will get the win. 474, 310 miles an hour, low ET of the round.
Very nice looking run for Clay. Right at the top of the racetrack. We'll watch it on replay. Left side of your screen, Chris Caramassini's car drops a cylinder, then goes up in tire smoke. Nearest the camera, well, Clay Millican loses cylinder at 1,000 feet, but he'll take and leg that baby down to the far end of the racetrack. Watch the machine, right side of your screen. Watch the inner pipes right about now. There we go, loses cylinder. It's all raw fuel coming out of there, losing some power. Now you can watch it from right here. Watch the right side of your screen, but Clay picks up the win here.
Clay, you took the round win, low ET of the round with a 474.
How about that? Another round right down the racetrack. This thing is always so fun. Everybody at Werner, we keep her all sealed up with my Felpro gaskets from Raymond King. I just love coming up here to Edmonton. This place is gorgeous, and I love it right now, especially, the wind light come on and the sun's behind you and you're not squinting going down the racetrack. This place is just awesome. I love it.
You got it at the tire shake. It looks like you got this car going.
So far, so good. I tell you what, next round's a big round. We get to race our old buddy Doug Foley, I think, and I don't really pay attention to the ladder, but I heard Aaron Polburn saying that over the microphone. But it's all good. I got to race a legend, the Greek. He is awesome. I love racing that guy, and I mean that from right here because he's done it all. Love him.
All right, good stuff. When we come back, we'll put bodies on them. The floppers are up next. Let's get something cool to drink here at Castrol Raceway in Edmonton, Alberta. You're watching the Rocky Mountain Nationals with the EMAX Nitro Jam Racing Series. Time now to go into Nitro Funny Car. And Dale Creasy Jr. won our last event at Grand Bend. He also qualified number 1 there. But in qualifying here, he struggled.
We got behind the 8 ball. We lost that first run because of the sun. And then we just didn't make the right adjustments. So everybody else was, on occasion, was getting down the racetrack. It's been a little bit weak on the other end because the sun's been beating down on it. But it's the same disadvantage for everybody, and we just didn't do our job.
Now we'll send it back down to Julie Atchison, who's with Terry Haddock. Julie?
Terry Haddock and his team, they're trying to hammer the bugs out. Brand new car debuted in San Antonio. Last race, they qualified in the number 3 spot. They're stepping it up. This weekend, qualified in the number 2 spot. Feeling pretty good going into eliminations today, Terry. But sorting the bugs out for you and your team, how are you going to get this car to run more consistently down that track?
We put everything back to the same as it was for Friday afternoon. We qualified number 2. Yesterday we were trying to go a little faster and I wasn't feeling well. I can't really blame the car for yesterday. I think I drove it out of the groove twice when we smoked the tires. So it's a real nice facility here, a nice track, so it'll take a lot of power. You just got to be on your game and keep in the groove.
The air here, a lot different than most racetracks. How is that affecting your program?
You just kind of tune around it. The air isn't as good here. It's real high altitude, but when you just put more compression in it, it does know the difference. We just do our normal deal, just change for the air and go out and try to have some fun.
All right, well, having fun is what drag racing is all about, and it's about winning races and rounds. We'll see if Terry and his team can go rounds today.
And those pro stockers wish they could do that, huh?
Yeah, they wish it was that easy.
All right, our performance pick from the pits. I'm going to go with the guy that won at our last event, Dale Creasy Jr. We'll find out if he can double up here and get back to his winning ways.
Kenny, I'm going to take the higher qualified car, the guy we just got done speaking to, Terry Haddock's Hoodia 57 machine. I'm going to pick him for the win. Right now, we're going to switch things to Julie Atchison. Let's hear about her performance pick from the pits.
Well, Nitro Funny Car, there's a field for you. I'm going to say this field is wide open this weekend. It could be anybody's game. My pick, I'm going to go with Vincent Arcady. He had a great qualifying pass, and he wants a win bad.
Now it's time for round number 1 of the Pro Nitro Funny Car category, courtesy of Knoll Gas. And how about Knoll Gas and Torco Race Fuels? These guys are behind everybody.
It is Evan Knoll and his staff that brought Nitro Funny Car Racing back to the IHRA, the EMAX Nitro Jam Series. And I want to tell you right now, they are very proud to be a part of it, Ken. Single run right here for Mitch King. Unable to make the call is David Benjamin. Jimbo Ermolovich gives him the final put her down through their sign. And they've got one race car left to go. That's this one right here. As the top fuel car broke in round number 1. This baby shakes the tires, Ken.
A gremlin definitely inside of that car. They struggled in qualifying as well. The good news is they only have to focus on this one the rest of the day.
I got to say, Ken, though, that could very well have been a test. I mean, it's race day, and you got to race the racetrack. Jimbo Ermolovich, the crew chief we just mentioned a moment ago, may have been testing it to see what it would take off the starting line. Plus, you don't really have to service the car completely if you make a run like that. That's all he really needed to do. Could have been a planned deal.
Jack Wyatt starts the burnout on his machine. He'll line up alongside Gary Cooper. Jack Wyatt already earned a win here in the 2006 season. Did it at our second event at Rockingham at the Spring Nationals. Right now, let's go up to the top end with Julie Atchison.
You got a freebie, Mitch. You just coasted her down the track, but a win's a win.
Well, we'll take it any way we can get it. I mean, that's our first round of competition with the Nitro Funny Car, and for Sunset Cove and Bear Waste and my guys that worked so hard all weekend. I mean, damn, I got goosebumps so big they could poke through my fire suit. But we needed a win. We worked so hard with both cars here this weekend. I don't know, we had no oil pressure or something up there on the starting line with the dragster. We had to shut it off. I was pretty uptight. And I tried to calm down when I got in the funny car, and that made it worth it right there. So, good thing is we're going to be here for another round.
Like Dale Creasy Jr., Gary Cooper also had his problems in qualifying here at Edmonton.
We've been struggling. Pull out on the first run, about hit the wall. Pull out on the second run, about hit the other wall. So last night it was going good, and it knocked the tires loose about 200 feet. Had a 9.0 60 foot. All our stuff's starting to work, so we need a little luck. So we're going to go for it this time.
As they say, you'd rather be lucky than good on race day.
And I want to say one more thing about them goosebumps sticking through that fire suit. There was some big old goosebumps from Mitch King, weren't they?
Cooper strikes the tires. Jack Wyatt streaks across the line. 5:14, 288 miles an hour, and that will catapult him into round number 2.
Very nice looking run for Jack Wyatt. Not terribly fast. Watch from behind the machine here of Gary Cooper. Smokes the tires at 120 feet. You can see the look on Mr. Hartley's face right there. He's like, boy, I thought we had that corrected. Car on the left side of the screen, shakes the tires first, and then goes right into tire spin. Moves a little bit toward the center line. Car on the right side of your screen, Jack Wyatt. A nice looking run and a win light.
Cooper smoked the tire. That's what it looked like out there. You went a 5:14, 288.
Well, it's not as quick as we wanted to be, but hey, sometimes it's better to be a little bit slower and be consistent. That's what we're working on again today, like we did in Rockingham. Hopefully we got this winning deal back again.
The other half of the Pro Nitro Funny Car category when we return. Welcome back once again. This is a beautiful facility here up in Edmonton, Alberta. We are definitely north of the border here this week. It's the Emax Nitro Jam Racing Series. Glad you're with us. We are right in the middle of round number 1 of the Pro Nitro 20 car category, and that is Terry Haddock. Also, the performance pick from the pits for you, my friend.
That's exactly
and
right.
We'll do battle again, won't we? Let's see if you can get even here.
That's your pick as well. Yeah, I owe you one so far. Dale Creasy Jr., the winner at Grand Bend. We spoke to both these guys earlier in the show. And this indeed, Terry Haddock, my performance pick from the pits. And you got Dale Creasy.
Terry Haddock with a great qualifying round there. Qualified in the number 2 spot. He'll take on, of course, Dale Creasy, who qualified number 6 and is fresh off of a win at our last event in Grand Bend.
Once again, you hear these cars go a little bit richer on the second fuel pump.
Haddock goes up in smoke early in the run. Dale Creasy Jr. will make it 4 unanswered rounds with a 502 at 284 miles per hour.
And make me 0 for 2 on the performance picks.
Appreciate that, buddy. Does dinner come with that?
Watch the car right side of your screen, goes up in smoke right at 300 feet. And Creasy's car, which hasn't made great runs all weekend, makes one right here. Haddock's car goes up in smoke right about now. Watch the red car left side of your screen. The cylinders will go out right about there, but he will pick up the win. Dale Creasy Jr. to round number 2.
It's your first solid pass of the weekend. You went a 502 to take the win.
Yeah, we've been working on this real hard all weekend, and I was really embarrassed about our effort in qualifying, but I knew we had it in us, and I knew that the Torco Racefields Monte Carlo could do it. You know, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but we worked hard to get where we're at, and we just made a lot of changes on the car for today, and looked like it worked all right that time.
Our next pair will feature a man from Beaumont, Alberta, Jason Duchesne. Beautiful looking Camaro there, but not a beautiful burnout. I didn't see any smoke.
No, Ken, indeed. They called the car trial in the air. They did not get a good burnout, but I got to tell you, it looks like they're going to pull the car to the starting line nonetheless. Maybe a planned deal.
Vinny Arcadius, who he'll line up alongside. You're looking at Vinny's car right there, who also went to the finals earlier this year at Rockingham with our Spring Nationals, but more importantly, had a track record-setting performance here in qualifying in the number 1 spot.
We got a handle on it. Jay Lewis is doing a great job. Number 1 qualifier. Can you imagine that? Me, you know? And they tell me I got a speed record. Yeah, we're just all pumped up here. Overly pumped up for today.
And how about Jay Lewis pulling double duty?
Yeah, not only does he tune on this car, but Bobby Logano's car as well, which unfortunately did go out here in round number 1. Now, Duchesne is going to stage this race car again. As the crew member flips the computer switch on right there, that Z28 Chevrolet Camaro will stage up against Vinny Arcadi. So the short burnout must have been a planned up deal for whatever reason. Yeah, that thing had problems from the start, Ken.
And Vinny's car, talk about yanking up the left front tire. It made quite a move out there, about 300 or 400 feet down the track, but a nice lap once again. Good, consistent pass.
Yeah, Ken. Jason Duchesne's car must have been a dead player from the start of the burnout, but a good run for Vinny Arcadi. That car goes right down the middle of the racetrack. As we watch the trial and air car dial the starting line, Vinny picks up another round win.
It was all you. You had some driving to do that round. You went a 496 low ET of the round.
Low ET of the round. It's getting hot out here, too, but we don't have the sun in our eyes. I got to give Jay Lewis, the whole crew, all the credit. I just get to rocket ship this thing. You know, I'm having a ball. We're going rounds here. We're going to win this race.
By the way, that record-setting mile per hour in qualifying for Vinny, 310 miles per hour. Top Fuel next. We're down to the final 4 here in Top Fuel in the Emax Nitro Jam Racing Series at the Rocky Mountain Nationals. The crowd, man, just thick. These people love their racing up here. We brought them some great racing, courtesy of the IHRA and the Emax Drag Racing Series. Bruce Litton starts to burn out the Lucas Oil back machine, and he'll line up alongside Rick Cooper.
And Rick Cooper made that good run in round number 1, as did Bruce Litton. This is going to be a pick-em race. And I guess at the end of the day, you still got your man in right here. In fact, we're doing both Top Fuel and Funny Car.
Yeah, we'll see if Rick Cooper can pick up the pace. Cooper put down a 486. Bruce Litton put down a 477, so Cooper's going to have to get after it here with that Knoll gas back machine.
Yeah, the Demox Series accelerator machine has been running good throughout the course of the weekend. in round number 1 was a little bit slower than Bruce Litton. Both lanes look pretty even. We've actually seen tire smoke from both sides of the racetrack. As we watch the crew member pull this machine of Rick Cooper forward, the Mach Series accelerator car for Noel Gas Motorsports, the tree does not show the stage beam on the far side.
Hooked up side by side, Bruce Litton finally gives it up. Looks like the motor cannot hang on. Rick Cooper will go to his second career final with a 488, 305 miles per hour.
Rick Cooper is just a little quicker off the starting line by a couple hundredths of a second. Litton's got a hole out. He's got a dead cylinder on the right bank of his race car. Finally gives it up at half track, and Coop down to the finish line. Now look at the machine. Right side of your screen, look at the header pipe. That is raw fuel. It's running on 7 cylinders. Starts to smoke the tires. Cooper's car knocks a cylinder out the top of the racetrack, but he will pick up the win. Now the in-car once again, Rick Cooper. That is a good-looking run. He'll hit the parachute, a pair of parachutes, and once again, he's going to the final round.
Bruce broke something, looked like half track. You took the win. You went a 488. It's a sweet pass in the heat of the day.
Oh, it was great for us. We're due for a little bit of good luck on this team. We're due for some good things to happen. And then, what can I say? We're in the final round now. I got to thank my sponsors. I got to thank Torco. Evan Knoll does a great job. Dish24x7.com. It's just a heck of a deal. You got to log on and check this deal out. Get a free Rick Cooper commemorative racing vest. It's just phenomenal. But yeah, I'm excited to be in the final. I'm going to be on my game plan. I'm going to make them work for it.
Clay Milligan will have a tough race ahead of him if he's going to make it to his 56th career final. He'll line up alongside Rick Cooper's teammate and Doug Foley. Doug Foley, Clay Milligan, 4-4 against each other. Who's going to get the nod here and take it to the next level?
I got to say that if you look at the numbers game right here, Clay Milligan is starting to make a comeback this season. And the second of the 2 Mach Series accelerator cars, this is the blue car. Or as we heard earlier today, Doug Foley call the number 1 qualifier and the number 2 qualified car. This car is back on its game. They had this baby front half. It's got a new one-piece body. This car makes plenty of horsepower. I speak of Doug Foley's machine. And this baby looks like it's back on track once again. If that is the case, this will be a great side-by-side drag race, Ken.
By the way, Julie Edgson's performance pick from the pit is the only one left inside of the field. That would be Clay Milligan. Looks like she's going to beat us both, dude.
She looks pretty smart today, no doubt about it, as the crew members walk away from wiping off those big Goodyear slicks. Top Fuel, semifinal, final pair.
Oh, man, a big mover, Clay Milligan. You called it, Brian. A great side-by-side drag race. Clay Milligan just a tick better here today.
Man, that was a great side-by-side race. Watch it again in replay. Both cars leave the starting line quite well. Clay Milligan a little quicker off the starting line. Both cars move around a good bit in the middle of the racetrack. Cylinders stay lit pretty much all the way down. They'll hit the rev limiters at the very far end, and you watch the cylinders drop. Milligan's car makes a move here, as does Foley. Cylinders drop right there on both race cars, and Clay Milligan goes to the final. Now watch the pipes on the right side of your screen. Milligan with the win, even with the drop cylinder.
All right, Clay, it is a beautiful day for you and your team. You're going to a final. Looked like you got a little bit out of the groove, but you still had a fantastic pass with a 474.
Well, you've watched me enough times. Werner just pays me to get the job done. They don't care how I get there, and a lot of times it is all over the racetrack. And there is some whoop-de-doos down through there. All my boys down there at Sugar Creek, where my kid rides a four-wheeler, and all my buddies, they've been practicing doing the whoop-de-doos, and I guess that's what I did. I let the whoop-de-doos get out of control, but I get to race my driving coach, old Rick Cooper, standing over here. He's been teaching me about driving. I'm still not very good at it, but we're going to go at it. It's fun to race those guys. What a team. Werner Enterprises is rolling into a final, baby.
Oh, we're down to the final 2. Who's going to go to the finals, though, in Nitro Funny Car? The finals in our Emax Nitro Jam Racing Series Pro Nitro Top Fuel category. But what about Funny Car? That guy, man, he's loaded up right there, man. He put everything that fit on there.
That was a Chicago-style burger right there, wasn't it?
Looks pretty doggone tasty, I got to say.
No doubt about it.
It is round 2 of the Noel Gas Pro Nitro Funny Car category. Take a look at our players.
Vince Arcady, Jack Wyatt will get set up, as well as Dale Creasy and Mitch King will be our first pair out here in the semifinals. The packed house looking on board. They'll back up the McLennan and King Nitro Funny Car with help from Sunset Cove. Mitch King here in the semifinals will take on Peanut. The man they call Peanut, the winner at Grand Bend for Torco Race Fuels and his Nitro Funny Car, who in round number 1 actually made his best run of the weekend.
No question, Mitch King is going to have to step up his performance. He's yet to get from point A to point B. Under power in his car. He's got to keep up with the Dale Creasy Jr., who posted a 5:02. And once they get a handle on this car, no question, this one has a 4-second run in it.
Well, they got some good data from round number 1, and that is Dale Creasy I'm speaking of. So I would say right here that he'd have to be the favorite.
Oh, 91 light drives it down through there. It sounds like Dale Creasy's car gave up at the end, and according to the mile per hour, it did exactly that, 5:33 at 2:18, but nonetheless will go to his second consecutive final.
I think he lost the blower bell in that race car. Oh, there was a banner that went flying right there off the starting line. When these babies hit the throttle, I'm telling you, anything can happen. There is a lot of power coming out of the pipes. Creasy's machine, left side of your screen, makes a good clean run, motor shuts off, but he will go to the final.
You took the win. You went a 5:33. Did you shut it off early? It looked like you lifted out there.
Yeah, it was getting real slippery out there, and I had to pedal. And if you don't hold the pedal all the way down, it opens up the fuels management again. And I knew if I went back after it could be deadly. And I didn't hear him anywhere, and I knew it was a fairly quick run. I just wanted to save the parts so we got something for him in the final.
Second final in a row?
Good run, Peanut.
Yes, I mean, it's a dream for me. We had never been to a final, and now we're at 2 in a row, and the car's running good. The team's doing a great job. I'd like to thank Ace Manufacturing for being on board this weekend, a local sponsor, Evan Knoll for Torco, and I want to say hi to my wife.
5 unanswered rounds now for Peanut. Excellent job as Jack Wyatt starts his burnout.
I'd like to also compliment Peanut. Looked like he got the van, loaded up the crew, and they all went and got haircuts at the same time.
You guys are looking sharp, man.
You betcha.
Vinny Arcady right there in front of you as well. Your number 1 qualifier. Should be a great battle here, Brian.
Yeah, the battle of the flamed funny cars gets set to match up right here. The black one and the red and white will no longer carry the colors of Race Grill. Rather, Webb Mechanical Services on board here this weekend with Jack Wyatt.
Vinny has been the car to beat this weekend, including round number 1 with low ET at a 496.302. We'll find out if Jack Wyatt can step up his performance. Round 1, he posted a 514.
Well, for Vinny Arcady with Jay Lewis helping spin the wrenches here this weekend, this car has been in the 490s more than any car on the property. So going into the semifinal round of the Torco Race Fuels Nitro Funny Car category, I would have to say that his car does have the advantage, and that is Vinny Arcady. Jack Wyatt's crew ready to go as well. They'll pre-stage, stage these babies, and we will have another finalist who will take on Peanut, Dale Creasy Jr.
A great battle there. How about Jack Wyatt able to get the job done? 5'10", 279. Vinny Arcady stumbles for the first time this weekend, and it cost him a race.
Absolutely, and I got to say, both cars actually look like they ran better numbers than the scoreboard will show. If you take a look at it in replay, Ken, they're both making good, clean runs. Not any raw fuel coming out of either race car, but I think both cars moved themselves out of the groove just a little bit. But the win light and a final round berth to Jack Wyatt.
You took the win. You drove right around him. You went a 5:10 with a 5.
I'll tell you what, we stepped on it a little bit more than we thought, hoping we was running a little bit better than that because Vinny ran that 490 earlier. I thought for sure he was going to beat us, and so I wanted to be good on the light. Hopefully we picked up a little bit. Hey, we got the win. That's the important thing here. We're trying to find sponsorships. It's been a rough day starting out. I have a real good crewman that works for me. Collapsed in the pits. They had to take him to the hospital. He's back. He's okay. We put him right back to work. No time to rest for the weary, here. So, hey, going into the final is a great thing here in Canada, and just can't believe that we're doing this well. We're just going to keep chipping at it and see how far we can go.
Well, best of luck to both of our competitors. We'll have final round action when we come back. What an awesome day of drag racing here with the EMAX Nitro Jam Racing Series. A lot of different classes here as well at the Rocky Mountain Nationals. We're going to bring you some action from some of our other categories. But first, what about the night under fire that was actually under the sunlight because it doesn't get dark up here until about midnight?
They have no darkness out here in the northwest part of Canada, no question about it. If it were, though, we still would be calling it the Night Under Fire. It is a great opportunity to see all the pro classes from the front to the back, and the wildest wheel standard we've ever seen, Ken Stout.
It's called the JCB GT Backhoe, 572 cubic inch power plant, putting out 1,300 horsepower for the world's largest manufacturer of backhoes. Let's go into some of our sportsman categories here, Brian.
This is going to be our final in our Quick 16 category. It's going to put Scott Taylor alongside of Scott Hearn. This is a Quick 16 category. Now, this is dial-in racing. $7.58 the dial on the far lane for Taylor, $7.41 for Hearn nearest the camera. A couple of blue big block rear engine dragsters, and I got to tell you that Hearn was tardy at the starting line. The win right here is going to go to Scott Taylor. He goes through with a 761 on a 758. Hearn way late at the starting line.
Now, this is not a sportsman category, absolute professional category, and I'll tell you, it is not a game for the faint of heart. Nitro methane burning top fuel Harleys. These things put out some incredible horsepower. Big, huge rear tires. They'll carry the front end all the way through the quarter mile. Ken Kent made his way to the finals against Robert Smith. These bikes certainly capable of running well down into the 6-second range, up over 230 miles per hour.
Smith indeed was your number one qualifier here, Ken, at 663.
Front end up, it sounded like Robert Smith might have lost the cylinder. Not a good thing when you only have two of them. Ken Kent will bring home the win with a 693-202.
In top sportsmen, it's Randall Olenek, Natasha Churchuk. In juniors, quick ride is Garth Giroux, James Paul, and Hot Rod Ernie Penner in the Superstock category here at Edmonton.
Congratulations to all of our sportsman winners. Now let's talk about the Summit Super Series.
With all kinds of cash and prizes on the line for the box and no box category, including the World Championship ring, $10,000 from Summit Racing, brand new dragster in the box class, a vacation to Aruba, and everything goes along with it.
Now, how about your official EMAX Drag Racing Series merchandise? You can get it at the event, or you can go online.
It's better to pick it up at the event, but if you're not able to make it, just go to the IHRA.com, go over to our souvenir site, and you can pick up any memorabilia from any of our events as part of the EMAX Drag Racing Series throughout the country. We've got it all, from hats, event tees, sweatshirts when you need them, you name it, we've got it. The official souvenirs of the EMAX Drag Racing Series.
Jam Racing Series, Ken Stout and Brian Olson in the booth with you. Julie Atchison covering all the action out there with fans. And this is how they got to the finals of the Knoll Gas Torco Race Fuels Pro Nitro Funny Car category. Wyatt defeated Cooper and Arcady.
Terry Haddock and Mitch King go down to the hands of Dale Creasy, our champion at Grand Bend, and in his second final in a row.
Jack Wyatt getting ready to do the burnout there with his car. We'll have repeat finalists here for the first time in 06. Actually, Jack Wyatt and Dale Creasy Jr. both making their way to their second final of the season.
And I got to say, for Dale Creasy Jr., having gotten his first win at Grand Bend at our previous event, this kid has been on a roll, and he's on a high like you just can't believe.
It's got to be awesome. How about Jack Wyatt? He's struggled pretty much all weekend. How does he feel going into the final round?
Coming into here, we knew we could run good. It's a little tricky, this heat, and it's a little higher altitude and stuff. We're really struggling. We're not running that well as we want to be. Benny was the number one qualifier with that 490 something, and hey, we knocked him off in the semifinals. I'm looking forward to the win here too.
With 5 unanswered rounds, you mentioned it before, I think Peanut might be feeling the pressure here. How does he feel about going into this final round, and what's he been doing to prepare?
I keep working. I play games on the computers, anything to take my mind off it. Jack's going to be tough competition in the finals. Cars been real consistent, but ours ain't doing too bad today.
Pre-stage, ready to go. It's the finals. Oh, man, and Wyatt going for a ride. Pulls the laundry early, then it rattled it out. But how about Dale Creasy Jr.? 6 unanswered rounds, 2 career finals, and he wins them both.
Oh, man, I tell you what a good way to go out here in the final round is Dale Creasy Jr. Wyatt shakes the tires. Watch the front end hike up. He'll shake the tires on and off the throttle, picks the front end up, and then finally the parachute will fall out of that race car. Let's go to the top end and talk to a great winner and our champion.
You got it back-to-back here. 2 wins right in a row, 532 to take the win, and man, you got him.
Yeah, I had to work for that one. I knew Jack was going to run his number, and we were going to try to do the same thing. I went out there and smoked the tires, and that's what they pay me for, just to drive that race car. Just want to say thanks to Evan Knoll and Ace Manufacturing for being on board this weekend. And again, I wish my wife was here. But without Evan Knoll and the whole Torco gang behind me, this would not be possible.
Those guys working out of Evan Knoll's shop up there in Michigan. So congratulations to Dale Creasy Jr. Finds himself on top of the point board.
For the first time in his entire career, he gets a win a couple of races ago. He gets the win here as well, and he is the point leader. That's awesome.
When we come back, we'll find out who's going to win in Pro Nitro Top Fuel. This E-Max Drag Racing Series telecast has been brought to you by Torco Racing Fuels, fuels with an attitude, and by Cars, RV, and Marine, your one-stop shop. It's time now for the Knoll Gas Torco Race Fuels Pro Nitro Top Fuel Final. Awesome stuff. This is how they got there. Rick Cooper defeated Ed Varenka and Bruce Litton.
Chris, the Golden Greek Carrot Machinis goes down, as well as Doug Foley, the hands of Clay Milliken.
Rick Cooper will start his burnout first, then followed by Clay Milliken. Of course, we'll take a look at the ladder here. This is how we got started.
Again, the gray arrow designates those are the quicker cars, and as a result, get lane choice.
Clay Milliken going into his 3rd final of the season, still searching for his first win.
We are just glad to be here in this final round. I was just on the phone with Captain Chaos, Kenny Correction. He said, get up on that wheel, boy. Bring me home a trophy. And that's what we're going to try to do.
Now on the other side, we have the pro golfer, Rick Cooper, who's still searching for his first career win.
I want to win this deal for my team and these guys because they work so hard. Of course, I want to win it for my sponsors as well. Torco, Ditch 24x7, all those guys. You know, it's a big deal here, but I just got to, I'm kind of on the 18th hole here, and I'm teeing off, and I need a really solid birdie, and so, you know, I just got to get that drive in the middle. So we kind of use that golf analogy again. I hate to keep doing it, but it kind of applies. So to see what happens, I think it's going to be an exciting final.
Cooper a 486 and a 488. Milliken a 474.6, 474.3. 2 previous rounds. No question, Rick Cooper came to play ball. He'll lay it just a little bit short to Clay Milliken this time, but what a great drag race.
Guarantee you one thing, Rick Cooper was ready at the starting line. He's a couple hundreds better going past the tree in reaction time. Milliken's got a cylinder out, as does Cooper at the 8th mile mark. But right at the finish line, it's the Werner Enterprises car picking up the win. Look at how close it was. That much. It's about a half a car length, a little bit more. Clay Milliken picks up the win and makes a real nice-looking run. Lower belt comes off of Cooper's car. Now from behind, look at the motor of Clay Milliken once again. Loses cylinders at the top and picks up the win.
You've got the monkey off your back. You've been wanting this win. You guys have been working extremely hard. You drove away from him with a 477.
Well, you know what? We could have dialed in and bracket raced that thing today. Mike Clover's got a tough job. We spend a lot of Werner Enterprises money, but you know what? Captain Chaos, Kenny Koretsky, said, boy, you better get up on the wheel for this final. I want that trophy. And I talked to Mr. Dwayne this morning from Werner, and he said, go fast, go safe. It don't really matter, but it does matter. We wanted this win. We were glad to get it. And you know what? I love everybody that works on this car. I love this IHRA family drive all the way up here for a wonderful race with packed grandstands. What more could you ask for? This place is so fun to come up here. And it was beautiful all weekend, and we got the job done, finally. Yeah!
It took him a little while. At 56 career finals, he gets his first win of the 06 season at our 4th event. Finds himself once again on top of the points.
Rick Cooper also makes a pretty good move up to second. Doug Foley, Bobby Lagana, and Bruce Litton round out the top 5. And Mitch King and Andrew Cowan book in 6 through 10.
There's the hardware everybody wants. Make sure you join us here on Speed for our Top Fuel and Nitro 20 car event from Milan Dragway, July 29th. For Julie Atchison and Brian Olson, I'm Ken Stout. See you next time.